This has absolutely nothing to do with capitalism, and it has nothing to do with socialism. This is about crony corporatism, nothing else. And if we start fighting between ourselves as to left or right, capitalism or socialism, we'll be destroyed and they'll walk away licking their lips. We cannot find ourselves in a situation where we start fighting about the crumbs that are left on the table after they've destroyed our country. So let's try to avoid falling into that pitfall, okay? International financial interests see fit to place an illegal, odious debt on our backs. This debt is not our debt, it's illegal under international law. Now they seek to use this indebtedness to rob our resources and take financial advantage of the entire population. A classic move. Indebt the country, turn us into debt slaves, then plunder our resources. Let us here today stand together and assert our rights as sovereign people. And we are sovereign. We are sovereign. Let us assert our right to the control and ownership of our resources. The government owns nothing, we do. Just remember that. They use buzzwords and fear-based propaganda like water shortages. Well, did you ever? Right. Pollution control. They even dare to take control of our seed, thereby taking control of our very food supply. A bunch of pseudo-science looters robbing our bogs, our water, our wind. The Troika has, through austerity, transformed Ireland and an economic decline into the most rapid economic collapse in modern history. And we're all here struggling day to day when most of us should be retired, trying to survive. Now, they don't ask us to pay for the very water we drink, they command us to pay for the water we drink, to enrich the very same multinational bankers that robbed us in the first place. The Troika and the ECB are now dependent on banks to launder this odious illegal debt. And the banks have become dependent on the ECB to provide them with cheap money. Effectively, we're living in a corporate state. As long as we're content to be lied to, rather than face up to the disgraceful truth, and everyone in this room, we can't do this on our own. Everyone has to stand their ground and take back this country, and take back our resources. Do it, the status quo will be maintained. We have to have the courage. We need a culture of caring about the future generations, and the longer Ireland continues to comply with this illegal bailout and the agreement to sell off our assets, the debt burden will become even greater. We must put these international financial vested interests on notice that Ireland, as Paul said, Ireland is not for sale. Floor, and the vote is to notify these people. Please note that any contract signed in relation to the disposal of state assets as a result of an illegal, odious debt, where irregularity or corruption is suspected, will be legally reviewed by the people of Ireland. I'd like a show of hands in support of that contention. Thank you very much. We'll take that as a vote of yes. Thank you. Do we have your permission to place an ad in the newspaper to that effect? Yes. Thank you. You have 420 million people living in an economic and financial system no one voted for. Ireland has 80% of our laws originating from a body no one voted for. 27 countries have accepted a system that makes China and Zimbabwe look democratic. If Ireland was run by 27 unelected members, there would be an outcry. We have to stand together and take back our country. We were stitched up and we were stitched in by incompetent politicians and international financial thugs. Now it's time for us to stand together, shoulder to shoulder, and very carefully undo their corrupt stitch-up. Thank you.